everyone, this is AlphaAli. Welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone's doing okay. So today I'm doing a VOD review. This is actually for Woolly, and it is a Gold 1 game. And they basically put they play Mercy VOD game, and things they need to work on is how to be able to rotate properly when going against a hog to avoid hook. Being able to properly know who I should be with at each moment. I need this VOD as it's usually how I try to play each game, but consistently having losses and not being able to rank up. Now, of course, Woolly, obviously we'll talk about kind of who we need to stay with at kind of what time, and also how we can try to maybe bait out Roadhog's hook, or maybe just kind of like play around it or track it very, very well. I am doing this live on stream as well. This is meant to be an line stream. I just started up stream by accident, so we're doing it on stream instead. However, if you guys want your own Mercy VOD review, would you like your own free Mercy VOD review? I do them live on my Twitch on Sundays at 2 PM in the UK, but don't worry if you can't make that time, as I also do them offline and upload them straight to YouTube as well. They only cost 7,500 Koala Moolah, or channel points as they're probably better known, which you can get completely for free by watching like my streams basically. I also stream on Wednesdays, Fridays and Saturdays at around 5:30 PM UK, so be sure to hop on over there, get saving, and you can have your very own VOD either shown live on stream or be done offline and just be posted to YouTube afterwards. For more info, do not be afraid to hop into the stream or come and join the Koala Creek Discord and ask one of my lovely mods over there. The link for that will be in the description. Now, back to the VOD. And yeah, so I guess we'll kind of like just get straight into it. We are using pink today, which is really, really cute. Obviously, you know, one of my favorite skins, especially with like the sound effects and everything. It's so, so cute. But we'll kind of like just get straight into it. But as we're kind of going to the point, I'll quickly talk about how we can kind of avoid hog. It's basically either to obviously try to either bait it out yourself or track the cooldown. I would recommend Hog's hook being one of the key things that you do track, because I love the little punch at the doorway as you get stuck by it. That's so good. But you're already doing the right thing so far with staying with your Ashe. Obviously, Ashe is going to be your Maybelline being targeted in this comp. We do have our JQ and Sombra as well, who are both very, very good damage boostable ones. If you see that Junk Queen is going to go with her axe, or like she's going to go knife someone, try if you can to flick the damage boost onto her, especially her axe, because her axe will do so much bleed damage with the damage boost. Sombra's good to damage boost if like you're nearby to her and she kind of like uncloaks herself, in which case you know you can go and damage boost. Moira as well, great to damage boost them orbs if she's in a 1v1 with someone. My big kind of key worry, I guess, with this team comp is you two are both very, like, you know, close ranged healers, so it means that we have to, you know, like, what's it called, you will have to kind of go in to go and help the Junker Queen, or like, you know, have to hop in and out quite a lot because you guys are so close range. It's not like you've got an Honor that can sit back and heal your JQ, or, you know, sit and heal your Sombra like on and off angle if like, you know, she goes to translocate out. So it's something that we'll really need to kind of work on, is kind of making sure that we're going in and out to go and help everyone. But you've already got the right idea to obviously, you know, play with your Ashe and everything, so I guess we'll see what we're going to end up doing. Nice. Make sure we're going to go and heal our Moira a little bit sooner here, because we know obviously that the Tracer might recall and come in to go and attack the Winston. Obviously, you know, we need to try and keep up our Moira as much as possible. We wanted to try and not waste her orb on herself. We want to try and make sure that we're peeling for her as much as possible. So just make sure that, you know, when we're with our Ashe here, and our Ashe is kind of backed off because the Tracer blinked around the corner, we're going to go and heal our Moira a little bit sooner here. But so good. Nice heals here now. Very, very nice. Nice. Make that a long sling around here. The reason is because I was scared of a Junkrat. And sometimes Junkrats can be really, really sneaky and will just decide just to kind of come around and just start shooting you. Because you don't really know the, you know, the Junkrat, you know, where the Junkrat is right now, because you've ended up playing so close to these walls, which is completely fine. However, what I would be doing is I would be kind of looking to kind of sling myself all the way back here to this piece of cover, so we can help our Ashe like this. But also it gives us a little bit more of an escape route here. You know, it gives us more options, because let's say if the Tracer starts blinking onto us, we expect our JQ to walk forward in a second, right? So if we're kind of playing here, it means that if the Tracer decides to blink to come onto us, we already have an escape route with our Ashe, and we can flick it over the wall. If JQ's push forward, we can use her and sling ourselves all the way, like so far away that it's going to take Tracer a lot of blinks to get to you. But also we're playing in that really, really nice hard cover, you know. If Tracer blinks onto us right now, that's, you know, on your head, you're gone, because you're just stood like right in front of LOS of the Tracer. However, if we're playing over here and we see Tracer, oh, okay, hold on, we just play around our cover, force another blink off Tracer, oh, bye Tracer, and we can just fly away. All right, so just if you can, try to kind of make that wider rotation here, because you're unsure about the Junkrat behind, and also you want to try and block LOS off this Tracer. You want to try and make her use more blinks than what she needs to be able to get damage onto you. But you've got the pretty much good idea so far. Obviously, you're just staying in damage boosting your Ashe. She's got a really good off angle right now, so let's see what she ends up doing with this. Nice. If you're in, nice ping. I will say if you're in comms, obviously try to calm that out. Very nice pick though from your Ash. Just make sure that you either comment this or pinging this a little bit earlier than what you're doing. But you're doing really, really well so far. This is really, really great, Wooly. Very, very nice. Very good. Okay, awesome. So at this point, you've won the team fight very, very easily. So we want to go with someone to kind of look for an early pick-off. Very, very nice. Obviously, we're trying to go with Ash. Not go with Ash. Don't want to take that angle anymore. That's absolutely fine. Go with damage with Sombra here. We can stay with Sombra here. We can see our Sombra is here and she's going for a hack. And can you see how our Ash is not doing anything right now because she's rotating? So if you can, try just to flick your beam onto your Sombra right now. Flick your beam onto the Sombra. Allow her to get a lot of damage in, especially with like what's it called, with the cube and everything, and just go in. And but she's already showered me. Who the Sombra or the Ash? Was messing with her twice. The Sombra. Why did the Sombra shout at you? What have you done wrong? I'm sorry, Willie, I need context now. Like, why is she shouting at you when you've done nothing for this entire thing? You've damaged Mr. Your Ash. Your Ash has got... I heard Mercy, the screams in VC. Oh my gosh. Okay. But... kind of putting our personal feelings to one side. Let's say this is, you know, Sombra didn't scream at you, then obviously, yes, we want to go and damage boost it to get the most amount of damage. Maybe try and get an early pick off here. If not, obviously, Sombra has a translocate to get out anyways. So, obviously, you know, we could play with her. And then if the wind decides to dive onto us, look, we have our Ash that we can use to sling ourselves up and all the way over here. So, we're, like, going to be far away kind of from the dive and everything. And also, Sombra could obviously translocate herself out. But the Sombra shouted at you, and it's been not even a minute. Went into in that room and the Ash with her. Oh, I guess. But they said, Mercy, are you dumb? They can see your beam. Yeah, because you're going with the Ash. Right, well, this is not your fault, sweet, because you're doing the absolute right thing, okay? It's technically, it's not so much your Sombra's fault, right? Because your Sombra obviously wants to try and get behind or, like, hack someone early, and, you know, the Ash kind of, like, pulls it down and everything. But at the same time as well, your Ash is going in to take an aggressive angle to try and get an early pick off. So they're gonna see your Ash and your beam no matter what. So I don't understand why your Sombra's having a go. That's so funny. It's not even been a minute and your Sombra's already having a go at you. That's so funny. But no, you're absolutely doing the right thing here, because obviously, you know, you're looking for that push up with your DPS, which is exactly how your Ash and Sombra were doing it. If you were going to push up with just your Sombra, I'd agree, because obviously, you know, you don't want to uncloak the Sombra and everything, so in which case you'd obviously drop the beam and then maybe like look for a hack with your Sombra. But at the same time as what you would usually do that, you know, you'd be with your Ash. So yeah, I I don't understand why. But yeah, just obviously go for the damage boost here. But it's all good, we keep going. Let's see what ends up happening now. My main thing as well is I've been looking kind of behind just to check on your Sombra as she's doing this as well. She felt goofy, no, for real. That's all good. Nice. Just about to say, nice positioning from here. We were kind of stood out in the open a little bit too much over here. If we're kind of standing here, where should we stand? Stand up against this wall like this and damage boost like this until the bot obviously gets a little bit closer, in which case you can start rotating around like you have done. Just make sure we're not kind of stood out just, you know, in the open like dum-de-dum like you were, okay? Make sure we're still playing that little bit of cover. But it's all good. We're rotating around with our Ash here to take an aggressive angle. Nice. Make sure we cancel this GA a little bit sooner towards this wall, but it's all good. I like the crouching because you're like, oh my goodness, like, what's it called? You know, I end up getting an LOS for everyone, but it's all good. Nice. Very, very nice. I was just about to say, don't be scared to make this sling out here. My only thing, if you want to make it a sling out here, is definitely make it as far as you have done, which is really, really great. The reason why I'm saying this is because in case the Winston decides to dive onto you, you know, we need to be ready for that. We need to make sure that we're already kind of backing off and using this piece of cover on the just in case. But very, very nice. Nice sling, obviously, up because you want to try and stay in beam range of the Ash. Very, very nice. Maybe if, obviously, the Wisdom doesn't dive you, we start to kind of hold this angle here just to block off the LOS. But really, really nice so far. Loving it. Keep going. That's not you. That's a Moira. Nice peel. Make that a GA buddy hop here instead of a sling, because then it means that we can quickly get back in to go and help our JQ with the axe in a second. It's just because, you know, we want to try and stay as involved in the team as much as possible. We don't just want to be kind of just staying with this Ashe for the entire time. Yes, Ashe is our main blue beam target, right? But when she's coach gunning herself away from danger like this, and you're very, very full HP because you just got the shout as well, use that as a GA cancel buddy hop, and then get your beam onto your JQ who's about to come and axe, alright? Just to make sure that we're still kind of staying with our team as much as possible. All right, keep going though. Gonna see what ends up happening in a second. Nice help in there. Very, very nice. Nice. Can't do anything for your Sombra there, unfortunately. Where's that slinger to? It's all well and good you sling it over here, right, to go and help your Moira. This was fine. We have to let our Sombra die though, sadly, because obviously, you know, well, what's it called? She's getting dove, and we want to try and help our second support as much as possible. So she's not really our issue right now. So nice target priority with the what's it called? With the Moira. My problem is the second GA, right? This is not getting us any better positioning or cover here. And yes, they don't really have any hit scans, you know, but it's always really good just to try and get in that mindset of Jane from cover to cover, not just like doing this very like long and slow flow like this, okay? Because yes, you know, you will look cute Jane in the air and everything, but at the same time, you know, it makes us more vulnerable, okay? You end up kind of going at the end of this into this piece of corridor, okay? Use then your GA just to get straight into that corridor. Don't be like, oh, dum-de-dum-de-dum, you know, I'm just going to fly wherever, okay? Use this as a straight GA into that piece of cover and into that corridor to make it a little bit more direct, all right? So, you're over here. Make that as a straight GA, either like a buddy hop or something like into this corridor, basically, just to try and help out your team. Sadly, your Moira has ended up falling, which, you know, you've done your best because you kept your beam on her for like as long as possible. That is what it is. Nice. Same thing again, make sure we're slinging to cover, because if that tracer decides to chase us down, then we're already, you know, behind cover just to be able to kind of block off as much of damage as possible. But yeah. Nice. Nice, I'm hoping you're gonna get out here. This is completely fine here, because obviously you want to try and protect your own life, and you can't get the Ashe out now, which is completely fine. Obviously, I would try to maybe have a beam on it just to see if we, you know, we can at all. But nice to see that you put your own life ahead and you've got yourself out. Very, very nice. And yeah, just reset, go again. We're coming in with quite a few ults here, so I'd be looking... Although, yes, we've only just switched to Soldier. Make sure we're going with him here. It doesn't really matter too much for our Moira right now, right? Because I would just be looking just to go on this off angle with the Soldier here. Go in with this off angle of the Soldier, start shooting down, because that will give time for your Moira to, you know, regen and everything. She's decided to go in aggressively here and then fade herself out. Who's gonna realistically, you know, come in to come and help? Sorry, come in to come and chase this. Probably the Tracer, but the Tracer would be a little bit stupid to do this, especially with, you know, the whole team kind of being here. So what I would be doing here is I would just kind of leave the Moira, because she's pretty safe, you know, she's got her own, like, personal cover. If she dies here, that's on her, because she started to fade in for whatever reason. And stay on this off angle with your Soldier. Stay on this off angle with your Soldier. Provide this kind of, you know, I guess, all, you know, kind of extra angle of damage and damage boost from here. Provide that distraction. You know, because then that means that they're not going to go on to your Moira. And plus, as well, we're still waiting for our Ashe to get back. So we want to try and get as much damage as possible. So, stay here with your Soldier. Well, good. Keep going. Nice. So fine. Nice heals here. Oh, where's my mouse? Click the damage boost on for the JQ axe, by the way. Over that, you did really well here. I was frightened that you were going to Valk this, and I'm really, really glad you didn't, okay? Really, really nice, obviously, priority of healing here, you know? Staying with your Soldier as long as possible till you know that you have to go and peel for the Jungle Queen. Very, very nice. Love this. I loved all this. This is fine. Only thing, when she goes for this axe, make sure that we're damage boosting this, because this will get her more health back. Remember that she gets that health steal when she uses her axe, because she gets that bleed damage and everything. So if you can, try just to quickly flick the damage boost onto the JQ as she's coming into the Winston, because then that means that A, she will obviously, you know, get herself more health, but also B, you know, more damage onto the Winston, because yes, he's, you know, he's just about to put primal and everything, but we want to try and make sure that we get, you know, as much health of him down as possible, basically. So yeah, just make sure we flick the damage boost on for that ability, and then you can carry on healing after that. Look, all good, keep going. Very nice sling out. Nice balance of the beams here. Make sure we damage boosted here before we know the tracer's backed off, because it's going to seem really, really weird. But before you know the tracer's backed off, make sure that we're damage boosting here instead of healing. Because then if the Ashe hits a shot or the soldier hits a shot, then it means that we can get the tracer until we know that the tracer's blinked away enough, which we can normally like count her blinks or like kind of tell like from the distance that we can hear her, how far away she is. Then go try to top these guys up after that, okay? These guys were like 100 and... but like 200 HP with the, obviously, the health increase and everything. So they will be fine for a second while we sit in damage boost while the Tracer backs off. Because remember, Tracer's already used recall and she's struggling with blinks. If she's going to be really, really weak, she's going to be like, where's the health pack? Where's the health pack? Kind of thing, alright? So don't be afraid to damage boost during that and then heal up once we know the Tracer's gone. But so good, keep going. Ooh. I don't like your decision making here. I'll kind of talk to you when I don't like it. So this is fine. This is absolutely fine, because obviously you think, I want to try and help the Moira, yet make this a GA council, so it means we just get into beam range with her and be looking at these guys. Because yes, it's a 2-on-1 with a Tracer, but remember, like, you know, Tracer has used Pulse as well, but at the same time, you know, we really don't want one of these guys or both of these guys to get clipped by the Tracer, because they just, what's it called, just end up getting rolled, okay? So if you can, try just to be kind of looking at the Moira. Just try and help as much as possible. However, as soon as you see her fade in a second, now, okay, you're obviously looking for the fade. If you can't see her fading towards the rest of your team, then leave her, okay? Leave her to do her own thing. Allow your JQ to fight the two supporters that are on point, and you back off here to go and help these guys out, okay? I feel like there's just a little bit of a bad target priority here. I'd rather you'd go and help these guys with the Tracer. You get the Tracer down, and then if the Moira needs your help, then you can go in to go and help her, because obviously they're not being attacked by anyone yet, okay? We just want to make sure that these guys are kept alive, and we kind of have like one support per, I guess, group is the way that I guess I could like try and put it. So yeah, just make sure that we're not going in when we know that the Moira's faded in, and instead just kind of help for these guys, okay? It's, once again, it's the Moira's fault for fading away when she knows that you're there to support. So you provided that outline, you provided her that lifeline, and then she's just gone. So go back to go and help your team here. We're gonna see how this end up kind of playing out. So you end up obviously going in to go and help your Moira, which is fine. If you do obviously want to go and help this Moira, then once again make this a slingshot back to where you were, so we can go and try and help our Ashe and our soldier out again. Nice damage boost on the JQ. And very, very nice. You guys end up winning the team fight out, which is very, very good. Okay. So we have a lot of ults coming up. We have JQ ult, we have Ashe's Bob, we have obviously our own ults, and we have Moira ult as well. Very nice pick from your Ashe as well. Be careful of people coming in this doorway. I can hear a Junkrat coming through here. We don't want to be kind of staying around here on the just in case he starts just to what's called spam his bullets. So whenever you're playing with Ashe in this doorway here, try either to play over here, so it means that you can escape back around here, or you play in this room here, and then we can back off like through here. We don't just want to be kind of like stood like very, very close to her, even like, because this is good, like this is a good piece of cover, do not get me wrong, but we can still be, because our Ashe was kind of playing here-ish, wasn't she? She wasn't actually playing kind of in the doorway, she was playing like here. So it means that we can still kind of play back here and play back here or back here away, just so we don't end up getting caught by that Junkrat spam. But really, really nice. Nice. Love that. If I saw you going into that room, I would have like started throwing hands, Wooly. Very, very nice. Very good game sets there. Obviously not wanting to go into a room where a Junkrat could once again put his little Junkrat ball, whatever the things are, into. So nice that you use that wall bounce to get around to keep up with your team. Very, very nice. Very, very good. Alright, keep going though. Nice. Don't be afraid to rotate round to this outer side, by the way. You don't really mind kind of playing, I guess, out in the open so much because obviously you're not against any kind of hit scans. But at the same time, you know, we do want to try and make sure that we're still using those tiny bits of cover. Remember, a lot of these guys, in fact, pretty much all of these guys are short-range targets, okay? So how can we make it with the team comp that we've got that we're not getting picked off by these short-range targets? We can play far away from our team. Because if we play, not split, but if we play kind of at max beam range as much as possible and away from our team, it makes the enemy team think. It's either they have to go and dive whoever you're pocketing, in which case you could just sit there and think, oh, I'm healing you, or they'll come and dive you. In which case, if you're really, really far away, let's say you're all the way over here, right? And the Winston decides to dive you, you can just simply use one of these guys to G yourself all the way back over here. Oh, look, Winston can't jump for another 6 seconds, in which case it gives you, you know, your team chance to kind of, you know, what's it called? To mow him down, I guess, is like the way that I can say it. Or if you're playing within your team here, let's say Winston decides to dive onto you guys now, like, boom, okay? You don't really have any good movement options here because you're so crowded in with everyone else, okay? If we're playing off to that side and try to make it as well off to a side where the Tracer's going to have a really hard time getting to you, then play over here. Because we know that the Tracer was kind of like mainish, we can very much just kind of like play all the way back here. I'd still, obviously, you know, if Tracer's gone back to spawn and then, you know, kind of like gone to respawn, I would definitely be looking to check this angle because Tracer could obviously, you know, blink around here to come and chase us. But for now, like, we're so safe if we play over here, okay? So do that. It also means as well when our Ash rotates up here, it gives us a pretty, like, shorter GA range too. But we keep it going. I'm gonna see what ends up happening in a second. So we end up rotating with our Ash, which is completely fine. Nice. Winston ends up failing his jumps, that's fine. Nice ones get played up with our Ash here. Same thing, you can make sure we're commenting this or pinging the Tracer here just to make sure that our team know. Already amazing peel here just to try and make sure that our soldiers staying up with the Tracer bullets. So very, very nice. Love this. Positioning though, with this little mini super jump, what are we doing with this? Where are we going with this? Because I feel like this kind of leads into, you know, our Valk here, right? When we're going up against this Tracer, okay, we want to try and make sure that we're getting high ground from her. So it's either we sling ourselves over here and we play over here. I want to show my pretty skin. You know what? Fair enough then, Wooly, fair enough. But yeah, just if you can, so you're up here, right? And obviously, you know, we have to G in and try and make sure that we're staying in beam range with the soldier. Make sure that we're G'ing ourselves once again up onto a piece of high ground or some kind of cover where the Tracer's going to struggle with us. This means now that we don't need to Valk this. And the reason why I really do not want you to Valk this team fights is because you're using Coalescence at the same time, okay? It's very, very rare that you want to use both support ultimates at the same time because right, just remember, support ultimates are broken. Support ultimates are like the best support, or like, you know, the best ults in the game, pretty much. Like, there's very few like DPS or tank ults that are as good as support ults. They're just broken. And Valk is unfortunately the least broken out of them all, right? But at the same time, we don't, you know, it's still a very impactful ult compared to something like Visor, for example, because, you know, Visors, or like High Noon, okay, because they're not very, very good ultimates, right? So what we want to do here is we just want to make sure that we're not using our Valk if we don't need to. We forced Tracer's recall, so that means that she's going to be back over here-ish, right? So that means that she's not going to be, you know, she's not going to be wanting to come in until she's closer to getting that recall back. And Winston's primaling, okay? Now, at this rank and on console, we don't expect a Winston to be able to juggle, like, Fearless from the Overwatch League or something like that, right? So at this point, we kind of know everyone's okay because Moira can very easily point to Coalescence at whoever the Winston's primaling. Obviously, if you primal someone off the map, then, you know, bye. You can't really do anything about that, okay? So there isn't really any reason for us to Valk right now. If we just played our high ground here and just played safe, we're going to be in beam range out with 3 out of the 4 people on our team. And yes, we can GA ourselves to Moira if desperately needed, but she's using her Coalescence, so she should be fine. So we're absolutely fine over here. We are so fine standing up on this high ground, playing, you know, just pretty much up here with our team and just trying to work down this Winston. We don't need to Valk this, and we could probably save our Valk for next team fight where, say, if the Junk Queen uses her ult and goes in really deep, we can Valk to kind of, you know, go with it, I guess. Or if, like, you know, we want to try and use Valk in the next team fight when, you know, we need to sustain against Tree, for example. But we don't need to valve this here. All right, we keep it going though. Nice damage boost focus fire here though. Just make sure that we're going to go and heal up our Ashe. Nice damage boost as well here, but as well. Just make sure that we're going to go and heal our JQ in a second. Sorry, not our JQ, our Ashe in a second when she gets primaled up the wall. So nice damage boost here. Really, really like this. Make sure we just quickly flicker a heal onto our Ashe just to make sure that she's okay. Because obviously Winston has leap every like 2 seconds, I believe, in primal. So just make sure that we're kind of going to go and check that she's okay. Very, very nice damage boost here onto the JQ ult. Absolutely love this like quick little flick on. And I love your J in as well to try and help follow up on this. To keep your beam onto her. Very, very nice. My only issue with it, bear in mind, this is a really good Valk with the and it's not a needed Valk, okay? Just to kind of clarify that this isn't a needed Valk. However, the way that you have, you know, played yourself out with the Valk is absolutely amazing, Wooly. I really, really like it. The only issue I have with it ever so slightly is right at the end of this team fight, don't be going to heal your Ashe here. Instead, just keep on pushing the damage boost onto your JQ. We're going to try and make sure that we get rid of these guys as quick as possible. As soon as they're gone, save the healing until we've finished our Valk, and then we get some extra ult charge. Alright, keep it going though. Love the little Glock at the end of the Valk. I do the exact same thing. Nice, okay. Big thing here, love obviously how you're playing with your Ashe, but do we need to be this nosy? Do we need to be thinking, oh Ashe, what are we shooting at? We don't, okay? Instead, play back here. The reason why I want you to play back here is because there's this doorway here, which, oh, just happens to have a tracer. Now, obviously, you don't know the tracers here. However, we know tracer as a flanker likes to come behind, shoot from behind. It's probably going to be very, very close to pulse bomb again as well, right? We don't want to, once again, be making that tracer's life too easy, you know? We want to try and make the tracer's life as tough as possible. So, as we're playing with the Ashe here, don't be kind of like, hey Ashe, what are you shooting at? Instead, be kind of playing back here, be looking at this angle here. Because what you can do here is you can obviously be flicking behind, just check that, you know, there's nobody coming from this side. We can usually hear them from then. And we're also just, what's it called? We're just checking this kind of main area here for the tracer coming round to come and blink either onto us or onto our Ashe. It means that we're ready to ping it. We can quickly slot ourselves, oh look, behind here. Ashe will turn around and then we'll either lose the 1v1 with your help or we'll win it. Also, I'm very, very sorry if you guys can hear my dog barking in the back. I think it's someone coming home from work. So yeah, so just if you can, try just kind of play either in the doorway or slightly out of the doorway just to be careful of that flank angle. But it's all good, we keep it going. Very, very nice. She ended up going main instead. Nice. Make sure we're backing out a little bit sooner here. I would look to kind of back out a little bit sooner just so we're not taking that little bit of extra damage. But it's all good. Nice. Nice. Unfortunately, they got your JQ. Where'd your JQ die? Woo! Very, very nice. I like how you went out of the door. Just obviously be whenever you have a Junkrat tire and you know it's not from spawn, you know it's not from spawn because of how quickly it detonated onto your JQ, right? Just make sure that we're looking around for that Junkrat, just to make sure that we're not, you know, gonna go into like a trap, for example, with the res, or like, you know, we're just kind of making sure that it's an okay res. If we don't think it's an okay res, okay, remember we have a good couple of seconds before we need to desperately go and do that res, right? So just kind of call it out to your team like, hey, there's a Junkrat in there. Allow your soldier to shoot out the Junkrat, or, you know, frighten the Junkrat off. Then we can go in for the res towards the end of that countdown timer. Just make sure that we're not obviously, you know, desperately rushing it. But I love how you use your cover usage with that though. Very, very nice. We keep on going though. Nice, obviously going to go peel for your Ashe. Nice damage boost. Nice sling back. Because obviously, you know, we want to try and stay out of hook range. Whenever someone gets hooks, if you can, try just chuck the beam onto them. Just because, obviously, it's a tank this time, so it's completely fine. But let's say they hooked your Ashe instead, right? If the hog hooks the Ashe and gets his combo off, bam, that's Ashe gone. However, there is a travel time in the hook in which you can heal your Ashe up, which will stop the the combo from happening, because obviously it means that Ash is going to gain health back from the initial hook damage, and it means then the Hog can't do the one-shot ability and it'll keep the Ash alive, okay? So obviously it's a JQ that's been hooked in, so it doesn't really matter too much because she's got so much HP, right? But if it is anyone else, just try to make sure that we're chucking the beam onto it if you can. All right, we keep it going though. Nice, okay. Let's say pulse, which is fine. Ooh, okay. I want to quickly talk about all this, to be honest, because they end up coming out in with a character. I would have GA'd in here a little bit sooner. The reasoning is because, so I'm going to show you when I'm going to GA in. Now, as soon as you regain LOS of these guys, make an attempt to GA here. The reasoning is because, A, the cast main, or we can GA ourselves out as well. It's up to you. Actually, no, I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to say GA out here. And the reasoning is because we have people here. We're bearing in mind, we're not desperate to get this point in as we are. We've got 5 minutes, right? And it doesn't really matter if we lose one team fight, because the next team fight is going to be like, you know, not even back at midway kind of thing. I want you to G yourself out here. The reasoning is because we know that Hog has his hook, right? And he's going to be coming for someone. So don't be walking forward because we're going to end up in the Hog's hook range. We also want to try and back out because they have this cast now. We want to try and make sure that we're playing our cover usage now, because obviously they've got this cast. It's going to be a little bit harder for us, you know, just be able to just play out in the open like we have been doing, right? So back out. Yes, our Ash is weak. However, hopefully our GQ has shout soon, and our Moira should be able to chuck an orb at her, at least, to be able to try and help her out. If our Ash dies as well, doesn't really matter, because if we do end up, you know, turning the team fight ever so slightly, we can obviously, you know, we can go in, we can go in damage boost, and we can go into go res afterwards, or we can just try and just, you know, stabilize the team fight as a 4, alright? But what I want you to do here is I want you to be really, really mindful of the Hog, play your own life, and back out. Make sure that we're backing out to come and play with you know, back here, say damage missile soldier for a little bit, allow the Hog to hook someone else, say the Moira, in which case she'll have her fade, or if the soldier, then we can obviously, you know, get our beams to try and help him. But we just want to try and make sure that we're playing off, and we're playing our life right now. We don't want to be the one to be hooked here, you know. Biggest thing with Mercy is we want to try and make sure we're keeping ourselves alive more than anything. We don't get ourselves out, which is really, really great. However, sadly, obviously, the Tracer ends up coming back around on the flank to us, because obviously, you know, she's had just got the Ash as well. This is going to be a reset here, which is unfortunate, but it's all good. We're just going to reset, go again with the next team fight. Looking at the next team fight as well, we do have Soldier Advisor that we can go and damage boost. With these guys, though, as, you know, think about theirs, right? They've only just switched to Hog, so they're not going to have Hog's ult. They've just used Pulse as well last team fight, so they're not going to have Pulse. They've just switched Cast, so they're not going to have Cast ult. They could possibly come up to Moira ult here. However, your Moiras have been pretty even on their ults. You could, whenever there's like a mirror, you could always try and kind of judge what kind of ults they're going to have. A really good one is the Rhine mirror, because Rhine is so easy to know whether he's going to have Shatter or not if you have your own Rhine. Kind of similar very much with Moira, because your Moiras are playing very similar play styles. You know, one's not playing a little bit more of like a DPS-y style or a flanky style. They're both playing kind of the exact same. So you kind of like look and see, okay, my Moira's about here on her ult. That means the Moira's going to be kind of similar on their ult, especially because they used it at the same time last time. And they just used Tree, okay? So we know coming into this next team fight, they're not going to have any ults. What can stop our Visor? Well, Hook can stop our Visor. That's about it. Like, you know, that's the only thing. Hook is the only thing that could really stop our Visor right now, or stop us from helping out with the Visor, okay? So that's just going to be the main thing that we're going to keep an eye out. But we keep it going. Nice. Sorry, I feel like I've rewound it back a little bit too much, but I just want to kind of show something off in a second. So first of all, obviously love the damage boost on the knife, you know, just try and help with the pullback of it and everything. However, if you can, when you do this next GA, or even that first GA, don't be afraid to GA off to the sides over here. Because this means we can be in beam range of both of these guys. Even if, you know, we try and make it so we're coming all the way around here. Obviously, main thing that we need to be careful of is this cast, okay? But also, we're playing cover here. So it means if the hog wants to hook us, hee, I'm behind cover. All right? So don't be afraid to use your Mercy here and come over to here and play over here to try and help. All right? We keep on going. It just means that you're in beam range of both of them. Nice. Hog use hook so we can progress forward here. Very nice. Same thing with Ash here. Because the hog is going to use his breathe. Whenever like hog's really weak, he's always going to try and go for his breather. And then also is been pulled out. So don't be afraid just to focus more damage onto the Ash and the healer up afterwards. But you're doing really, really well with that. All good? Okay, he's going to have his hook back online now. I'd go to damage boost here instead. We can instead go and damage boost either our Ash here or our JQ's axe. He's gonna have his hook back online now as well, so just be careful of that. Woo! Don't be going peeking him though when he's got it, okay? We're not gonna do enough damage, especially because he's got both his supports back with him. We're not going to do enough damage ourselves to be able to get rid of the hog, okay? Make sure that we're sitting in damage boost to someone else. Also, we want to try and sit in damage boost to someone else, like our JQ, like our Ash, because it'll really help them get their ults as well, because these are really, really good ults, especially your JQ ult, because they don't have anything to cleanse it or to, you know, get rid of it, basically, so it's gone onto people. So, and also, Bob as well is really, really good for marking the Tracer as well. So just if you can, try to damage boost these guys or damage boost your Moira or something here instead of you going out with a pistol. Because A, it will obviously, you know, protect yourself from the hog, but also B, earn ult charge for these guys. But so good. Nice, obviously using your team to be able to get to your Ash. That's unfortunate. Why are we GAing here? Yes, I know you want to get with your team, but why GA here? Because we know where the Tracer is. Tracer just got our Ash early, which bear in mind as well, you know, I don't really mind you, you know, kind of play with your team because you want to try and get down the hog, so you didn't know your Ash was going to want to flank there. Nice peel, obviously, you know, trying to go and get to her. We did have a slight GA onto her at some point, which we could have got off, but we don't end up doing it. But it's fine. You know, we end up, obviously, you know, trying our best to peel for her. Okay, Tracer has got her. We know that Tracer is somewhere in this vicinity, okay? So don't GA close to the Tracer, because you're just going to make it 10 times easier. Be like, haha, hi Tracer, I'm here, you know. Instead, if you want to try and GA to your team here, GA over to this taxi. Yes, it's not as good cover, but do you see how your... Why is the Moira in your backline? Okay, but... It makes, once again, it makes the Tracer work to get to you, okay? You want to make that Tracer work. So, if you can, G yourself over to this, like, kind of core-ish here. Then if you can obviously, you know, try and G yourself up here as long as it's going to be safe to try and, you know, keep yourself away from that Tracer and keep that high ground advantage. But we just want to make sure we're keeping that distance away from the Tracer. And we do have Valk as well if we need to try and, like, if we were desperate to try and, like, stay away from her. Alright? So, use your GA to make sure you're sending yourself away over to this taxi. So we're not just going to be like, hi, Tracer! You know. Alright, we keep it going, though. Nice. Nice heals here. Nice. Hog shoes hook. Nice, just allowing the hog just to be able just to kind of go along with it as well. Completely fine. Nice, he's going to have his hook again. Very nice. Beautiful. I loved this entire, like, scenario here. I loved all of this. This was absolutely beautifully played from you, Wooly. I really, really love that. I have no issues with the entirety of that. I loved as well how you didn't end up using your Valk here as well, because I was kind of excited here. I was like, is Wooly gonna Valk this? Because I'm getting a little bit edgy, but I'm really glad that you didn't, okay? Really, really glad. Love how you use your movement just to be able to try and help everyone. Love how you damage the entirety of the JQ wall as well. You did really, really well there, Wooly. Very, very nice. Absolutely amazing beam priority and everything. Loved it. Alright, we keep it going though. Nice, okay. So main thing is obviously looking at trying to see what ults they're going to have next, okay? They've used Whole Hog and they've used their Coalescence. I'd be thinking, okay, they're probably maybe near Castle at this point because they switched quite a while ago. So I'd be thinking, okay, make sure we're playing our cover for High Noon. They're probably going to have Pulse Bomb again because the Tracer's been putting in a lot of work, right? And then we have Life Weaver, who's probably going to have Tree again. Alright, okay, so obviously, you know, we was trying to be keeping an eye out mainly for these two ultimates and obviously the Hulk hook as well. Alright, get going though. Nice rotation up here. When a Valkyrie, which is completely fine. Nice damage boost, obviously, you know, to get onto the cast. Go in and res here. Go in and res here. I love, by the way, all your positioning with this, by the way. I love how, like, far back you're playing. I love how much, you know, you're helping damage boost everyone. This is really, really nice, okay? However, as soon as... I was even going to say it as soon as the what's it called? The Hog used his hook. But also, you could do it now because you have Tree as well. Go and res here. Even more so because you have Tree. I'm hoping you're going to do that. Let me quickly keep watching because sometimes I say people do stuff and then they won't do it. Go res. You've left it too long now. Okay, you didn't go and do it. It looks like you were looking for it, but it's too late. And the reason is because Hog's going to have his hook back online now, okay? I'm going to tell you the 2 times where we could have done it. One is like, you know, you just want to get the res off, which I like to do. Or the other one is like, okay, we found cover and we can then go to do it. So, first instance we can go and res is now. The reasoning is because you have health bars in Valk, you can see that Tracer is very, very weak. Either Tracer's going to have to recall and then, you know, try to go and fight someone, or he's just going to die if they try to come after you while you're rezzing, okay? So, Hog's also used his hook. He's not going to have enough because obviously the spiky thing on the ground's been triggered as well. We can use our Valk to really manipulate this res and maybe come behind the push bar or just, you know, Valk in front of his face because we have our health regen, we have our Moira to come and help as well. So if you can, try just to go for this res straight away. The other opportunity that you get if you don't want to go for it straight away is now. Because Tree has gone up, this also gives you an amazing piece of cover. Because remember, this is hard covered. You know, the enemy cannot shoot through this. And you guys obviously can't shoot through it as well, okay? This can once again allow you to res. The other issue with doing it slightly a little bit later like this is, yes, you have the additional cover. But at the same time, we do run the risk of Tracer coming to clip us now. Because, you know, she's going to get healed up by the tree. But Hog is still not going to have his hook online. That's going to be the main thing they're going to be tracking, okay? Where's Hog's hook? Hog is at 4 to his hook, okay? So even if we don't go straight away, we still have another 4 seconds, okay? However, the time when you go to go and do it, because that's 4, 3, 2, 1... when we're looking to go look for it now, Hog already has his hook back online, okay? So if we want to try and get this res off, we have to make sure that we're doing it around Hog's hook, and we want to try and make sure that we're either going for it instantaneously, which in my opinion would be the better option here, or we go to do it when the tree goes up because his hook is still on cooldown. Alright, keep it going though. We can see what you guys end up doing. Nice damage boost on your obviously like your Moira orb and everything here. But remember, our Ashe's on this really, really good flank right now. We can still keep this exact same positioning. Just make sure that we keep, you know, we can damage boost our Ashe to try and get some really good dynamite damage off and also take a really nice off angle. Because what's going to happen here is because the tree is main, Hog's just going to sit there behind it and just chill. Because he's contesting the payload. So he's not going to peek it. You know, he's not stupid. He's just going to sit there and be like, dum-de-dum. I'm just going to get some health back. Oh, look, I got my Reaper back online as well. Dum-de-dum-de-dum. So he's just going to play back here, okay? Can your JQ shoot this? No. Can your Moira shoot this? No. Who can shoot stuff? Our Ashe, okay? So, because look, she's already shooting the Moira, alright? So, keep playing where you are, because this positioning is absolutely perfect where you are right now, because it's a really, really good in-between of helping your Ashe and also helping these guys, right? So, just put your beam onto your Ashe simply here, and just keep an eye on these guys, make sure that none of them get hooked, basically. But you can just have this really, really nice off angle with your Ashe right now. You want to try and have your beam on whoever's doing the damage. So, yes, you will have a main blue beam target, which is your Ashe, you know, in general here, but at the same time, and obviously you do want to try and damage boost whoever's doing the damage, and right now, this is your Ashe. Alright, but keep on going though. I'm gonna see what's up happening. So Hog's been used again. Nice damage boost on the axe again. Very, very nice. Nice that you recognize that your Ashe is being pushed as well. Nice peel back for your JQ. make sure we're tracking that hook again. However, if we if we do want to go for this res, make sure that it's really behind this kind of piece of payload. I like how you did it towards the end. You kind of flicked it, but you still left that hitbox open for the hog to be able to hook you. So just if you can, try just to make sure that we're kind of going behind the payload a little bit more if you do want to go for that res. Or get someone to bait it out for you. Get like even Moira to bait out the hook for you and then you go for the res. You just want to make sure that But we keep it going. I just want to see how did your Ash die while you resed? Let me quickly check. So you go to res. We kind of see that our Ash is really weak during our res as well, so just make sure that we're kind of going back to go and help our Ash out after the res if we can. Just to make sure that she doesn't fall like how she has done in a second. But so good. What we doing with our positioning right now? I feel like this team fight's going to stretch out a little bit, so now you're kind of like a little bit, I don't know what to do, okay? Make sure we're still keeping our positioning here, okay? Yes, we do need to go in and help our Moira, but maybe we could do this by flicking up here. Flick up here, break the barriers. Oh, look, we got the best of both worlds, you know? We can help our team out, and we can maybe walk forward here just to try and help the JQ and the Moira, but also we can play back and we can play in damage boost our soldier as well if these guys are okay. So just make sure that we're looking for these really good pieces of positioning to make sure that we're, you know, we're still playing our cover, especially because I now know that Cass is going to have his high noon, because he has not used an entire high noon for the past 3 or 4 minutes, and he's got quite a solid amount of damage as well, okay? So we know in our heads he's going to have high noon soon, and we just don't want to be hanging out in the open like this, because bam, that's our head gone, okay? So if you can, try to make sure that we're going up here. But we keep going though. Luckily, you do survive the high noon, which is really, really great, because obviously he doesn't hold on to it for long enough. But yeah, can you see how like we had taken a lot of damage from the high noon though, because we're not playing that piece of cover already? If we were already playing that piece of cover, it just got high noon, Moira's gone. We don't have rest for Moira because we've just used it on JQ, but we can still push this forward because we've got these really, really good picks. Okay, we can maybe try and damage boost on JQs, try and create some space for our soldiers to come back, in which case, you know, we can go and heal him, basically. But yeah, we just want to try and make sure that we're already playing our life and playing back and away from here, so we're not taking that risky damage from the high noon. Alright, keep on going though. You can get back, by the way, here a little bit sooner if we just do a straight GA to your soldier. Although, yes, like, you know, you want to try and help your JQ. Your JQ was kind of about here-ish HP-wise, right? So she still had all this. She was completely fine, okay? Once again, play your own life here. Just do a straight GA out with your soldier. It's quicker, and you'll have your GA back online sooner to be able to go back in to go and help your JQ if desperately needed. Alright? Nice. Nice. Obviously, backing away. I know what you want to do here. So what you should have done here with this sling to get away from the Moira, which is a really good sling, by the way. I loved it. You want to try and go for the health pack as soon as possible. If you don't end up landing on the health pack and you can see people coming from the respawn, don't go for it, right? Because you're pretty much saying to the hog, I'm going for this health pack. And it gives him a perfect tracking, because it's like he's going to now know exactly your direct path of movement and just go, pew! Mercy crouched on the floor in pain, okay? So, if you don't end up going for the health pack straight away, stay where you are, because your health regen will kick in straight away. If I re-show you that, you'll already see that your health is already regenning, and you've already got a lot of health already. It's as soon as you start walking. As soon as you start walking, it already starts health regenning, okay? So, if you miss that health pack, it is completely fine. Instead, we can actually try and gain health, and we quickly do a slight, you know, cancel GA in a second to be able to go and help our soldier, heal the soldier, and be a little bit greedy here to get our health back. And we can also, you know, help heal our JQ as well. But can you see how us just drifting ourselves out in the open, be like, oh no, I should probably go and get the health pack, when in reality, we already have so much health. You know, we don't need it. We could just vibe here. Alright, we keep going though. Unfortunately, we do end up getting picked up by the hog because, you know, we tried to go for it, but we don't desperately need to. Instead, just play your life there. Allow yourself to regen and maybe back off a little bit, you know, just before that hog's come into your hook range. So it means then that we're already out of the hog's hook range before you know, can try and hook us basically as well. But it's good. We just got to reset, go again. We're coming up once again with some really, really good ultimates. They're going to have Coalescence because our Moira is near Coalescence. We nearly have JQ up, which is really, really good. And we also nearly have Visor as well. But so good. Keep it going. Oh. That is fine. That is unfortunate because that's not on you whatsoever. That's just your JQ walking into your Ashe with a pulse bomb, and then your Moira getting hooked afterwards, as well as everyone just stands there in dismay. I love how you don't go for the res though, because obviously you know the hog's gonna be near you as well. Yeah, this is just a back out. You've got the absolute right idea here of just backing out basically. I just stay in this room, by the way. If you still had 5 and you were ready to recontest this, I would say yes, play in this room because you guys are going to want to push forward in a second. However, because you've only got 3 and you're still waiting for people to respawn, you guys will want to back off quite a bit here. You don't want to be kind of like hanging around here, because if you're hanging around here, this means that bam, your head's gone, you're dead, okay? So we back off with our JQ here. We back off with our JQ. We say to our soldier, if our soldier's still not verbally harassing us, that, you know, we need to back out. But if he still isn't, obviously, you know, we just kind of like vibe here and allow him to die, because, you know, once again, we still want to try and play our own life. But we just want to try and back out and play this room right now, allow our team to regroup, and then we can recontest in this room a little bit further on, like around here-ish, or like around where the next checkpoint is, basically. We don't want to be kind of hanging around where we are. So good, keep going. They've used May Wall. If you want to commit with the soldier here, make this a sling all the way back here, because once again, we just want to play out of this hog's kind of beam range. Whenever we're playing against hog, we just want to try and make sure that we're using these like big long slings, I guess, just to kind of keep ourselves out of that kind of hook vicinity, because the more time that you can spend out of his hook range, the more, you know, the less likely he's going to be to hit a hook on us. All right, so if we want to try and commit with our soldier here on an off angle, we do a 4 sling over here, and then if he starts running back in, then obviously we can like try and follow him best as we can, but just try and commit with him a little bit more there, because it looks like he wants to stay. Nice. Okay, so hog's gonna have hook. I don't like this decision making here. Let's quickly go back. Let's talk about this. This isn't your fault that your soldier gets walled off, because you have the absolute right idea here. You're playing at that safe... you're kind of in hook range here, but you're still playing in a really good outer beam range, right? The wall happens, right? I would stay here. Stay here. Try to work down the wall with your pistol. The reason is because we want to try and win out this team fight, okay? Because if we think to ourselves, okay, they've got one person on the payload, which either is going to be their tracer or they're one of the supports, basically, right? So that's one person out of this team fight already. We also know that, kind of like when we were peeking earlier, that it was only the May and the hog that were harassing our other two, you know, right? So what I would do here is I would actually stay with these guys. I'm going to try and stay with these guys, because these guys are out of the team fight. They're not doing anything. They're simply waiting for whoever's on the payload to kind of come back round. We want to work this wall down, just one of the columns, so it means that we can start, you know, peeking these guys, because we don't want to abandon these guys. We want to try and make sure that we're keeping these guys up as much as possible. If JQ wants to go in really, really aggressively with her ult, then she can do as well. But we just want to try and make sure that we're staying with these guys. We're not just abandoning them thinking, oh, well, they're dead, and we just leave, when in reality, you know, they're both still full HP. They both have 2 really good ultimates as well, okay? So work down this wall and then play with these guys. Alright, we keep on going though. I don't think you would have been able to help your soldier, but we can definitely still kind of play well with our JQ. Because we end up kind of like playing like, oh, well, maybe I should have stayed with them. And then you try to go with your JQ. That's all good. Nice damage boost here. Don't be afraid, because this would have helped you try to keep your beam as well onto the JQ here. Don't be afraid to push forward here and sling yourself over to here while your JQ is pushing forward. The reason why I'm saying this is because A, you can still kind of keep your beam on your JQ a tiny bit, but also B, it means then that we can back around to these guys as well. Then let's say that the JQ, you know, ends up getting off a good axe. She's still got quite a bit of HP. and these guys kind of back off to be, you know, more towards these. So it means that, you know, your Jake is going to be fine for a second. It means that we can come back around and we can come help these guys. Okay? So just, if you can, as the JQ's kind of being your distraction, I guess, we can use this as our rotation. And then we could be with our team to try and help get some pick-offs. Alright, we keep it going though. Because then we end up kind of going around this like longer way. Which isn't the most ideal. Can't really do anything about that. This is just going to be a reset now, unfortunately. Next, obviously, you know, playing it out with our soldier. Can't do anything with Moira there. That's her fault that she ends up staggering herself for him. At this point, I've been screaming at my team as well, like, well, we need to back out. Nice, going back up though. Nice little reset as well. You guys are coming up to 5 ultimates, which is really, really great. And also last team fight. So I would just look to chucko them at the same time. Nice peel. Very, very nicely well played here. I will say. Because you did your absolute utmost to try and keep your JQ up, okay? What I would do here is I'm going to show you what I would do. Because you've done your absolute utmost here. Because obviously you want to go on your flank here. You don't expect your JQ just to, you know, get Hook's main, basically. Because you want to go in this flank with your soldier, don't you? Right? Your JQ gets hacked, so I love your peel here. Valk. Valk and go for a really aggressive res here. Behind the wall. The reasoning is because if you simply go in Valk and res, you have the wall as your protection, and you even have to force you have to force May to drop it. You have your Moira here to heal you throughout it, and also Hog doesn't have Hook, and May is going to struggle to do anything as well. Like, sure, she can hit an ice claw on you, but because of where it's located and the way that she's walking around, she's not going to have LOS on you until you've pretty much finished your res. If you decide to Valk and res straight away here, look for your escape routes. This is going to be your Ashe, because then you can use your Ashe to quickly GA and fly away from the scene of the crime, basically, and you have your JQ up. The reason why you want your JQ up right now is because you guys really want to win out this team fight, or you want to lose it without using any ultimates, basically, okay? So be, I guess, aggressive here. Go for that really risky res behind the wall, and then get yourself back out, okay? Keep going, though. I'm going to see what you end up doing yourself, though. So make sure we're helping our Ashe a little bit sooner here. Nice. Like your decision-making here. Okay, I liked your decision-making up until what you did with the beams in your bulk. I love this. I love what you did here. Let's talk about it, alright? So, JQ falls, we think, okay, what can we do? Just make sure we're getting our beam onto our Ashe a little bit sooner here, just to make sure that she doesn't fall. Because yes, Moira's doing damage right now, but this May's full HP. Can't really do anything about that. So just make sure that we're going to go and help our Ashe a little bit more here. Now, you end up kind of doing this, like, weird slings to try and help your Ashe. I love this. Because you probably think in your head that these guys have got caught out by a blizzard, and obviously if they've been caught out by a blizzard, they can't really do anything. If they haven't been caught out by the blizzard, obviously they're going to be backing off. So you've done the absolute right thing here of going behind and helping with the flanking visor. Very, very nice decision making here. I like this. This is good. Nice damage boost here. Nice, obviously, you know, of the beams. My only thing is, as soon as you pop this Valk, though, which, pretty bad, I don't even think you really need to pop Valk here. You can actually just kind of vibe up here with your soldier still. We want to try and keep our soldier alive right now, or at least, you know, alive enough to get him to get a pick off here, or to try and waste as much time for these guys. Because if we try and waste time for these guys, they're not going to push that point. It gives us a really good next fight recon test with our Bob that we're just about building, our Valk, because we're not going to use Valk, and our JQ ult, alright? So just stay up here and make sure that we're using this Valk to help our soldier. We want to try and keep our soldier alive right now, because Moira's not going to do anything here. Moira's just going to sit there and tickle the May, who's probably going to have her ice bot back any second. Let's go on to her. Yeah, she already has it, right? So Moira's not going to win this 1v1, because Moira's just going to sit there and damage. Oh, May's going to hide there, gain half her HP back. She's going to have a wall to block her off again. Like, Moira's not going to win this 1v1, right? We instead just want to try and work on keeping our soldier alive after this visor and getting out some really good damage, possibly getting out a trade kill like this Moira or something, because this is going to make their last fight absolutely horrible for them if they've lost their Moira, okay? So just make sure that we're doing that. We keep going, though. You can see what I end up doing with the rest of this Valk, though. So he ends up falling out. Nice damage, obviously, onto the Moira. At that point, just leave her. You had to get the Glock out, which is fine. Nice help with your Ash there. Nice positioning as well. Nice damage boost. Don't be afraid there to G8 to go and help your Ash with this this off angle here. The reason is because Hog has just been, obviously he's got very little HP, which you'll know from how much damage your Ash is doing into the Hog. But also he's just finishing off his whole Hog, because he used a lot of his whole Hog to boop away the Bob. It just so happens to boop into a very, very good spot to shoot all these guys in a second. Rotate with your Ash right now. Your Ash needs your help right now. So go and rotate to go and help play with her, play on this aggressive angle. If you're playing on this aggressive angle as well, it gives you a really, really good LOS for when your JQ goes in for her ult, which she'll probably do when tree's about to end, probably. So you can go in and damage boost that. But yeah, go and commit with your Ash right now. But keep going though. You're not that person. Nice, but you can't keep your JQ up anymore. Your Ashtons are falling as well. We just want to try and make sure that we don't get anyone. Okay. I was going to start saying back off, and I was hoping your soldier was going to do that. Your soldier doesn't, so I love how you get your healing beam onto him to try and, like, help, okay? But we are not going to be able to pistol ourselves out of getting this Hog, and we also don't want to risk another hook or a stray May Icicle to the head or something, and then a Moira damage orb while we're trying to walk back or something. We just don't want to risk anything right now, okay? We have so much time. We have so much time to get a very, very nice regroup together. We go in with JQ ult because they have nothing for this JQ ult now, because obviously they've used tree, which is going to be the main kind of overhealth thing. They don't have any kind of, you know, ability to get rid of the anti, right? This is perfect territory for you guys just to either die or you back off and reset. And then we go again with JQ up next game. JQ up goes, time for the reckoning, or if she says, bada bing, bada boom, game, capiche, over with, okay? We do not want to be kind of teasing this Hog, okay? Because we're not going to be able to heal him. He has a Moira. He has people to support him. We cannot do anything here to damage him or, like, get rid of him, basically. So this is just a back off. I know he's really weak, but he's going to have his hook back online now. He gets his Moira. If you backed out there, it would have given the Moira the hints like, hey, bestie, like, you know, we need to leave now. Because we just want to try and get this reset. I'm hoping you get out. Which you do. I would have made that, by the way, a straight GA to your Ash, by the way. As soon as you could see her. Because we want to make sure that the Trace is not coming to blink and come behind us. So just make sure we're trying to get out and away from that Trace as much as possible. That's fine. Nice damage boost on the JQ ult. Very, very nice target priority. Instead of doing a GA super jump here, though, do a GA to this little window here. Because, remember, we want to use super jump to reposition rather than our positioning. So make sure that we're using that as a GA to here, because then that means we can just sit and damage boost the JQ. And we can also help our soldier and our Ash, like, from here as well if we want to. And you guys ended up winning it overall, which is really, really great to say. I was really worried about that regroup. They're heroic at the end. Alright, Wooly, overall, a very, very good gameplay from you, sweet. I'm going to talk to you first about, I guess, your... Why is that VOD message moved? I'm hoping I haven't done that recently. But yeah, so I guess the main kind of thing that I'm going to say to you, Wooly, is mainly making sure that we're staying with whoever's going to do the damage at the time, okay? Because there's been a few opportunities where you've done that really, really well, where, like, you've gone to whoever needs to, you know, be damage boosted, or you're waiting for a JQ to ult and stuff like that. It's really, really great. However, there's a few other times where, like, we're not kind of with the right person, if you get me, and we're kind of, like, just very tunnel visioned on the points, and we're not looking to see, you know, our Ash has got a really nice, like, off angle and stuff like that, okay? So that's my first piece of advice to you, Wooly, is if you can, try to make sure that we're kind of putting our beam onto other people that might be slightly flanking, whether it's the Sombra that's just uncloaked herself to go and hack someone and we're nearby to chuck the beam on, whether it's the Ash has got a very nice off angle, but we do kind of want to, you know, stay with the team ever so slightly. Make sure we're doing that a little bit more. Movement is really good, Wooly. My only main thing is just when you're playing against a lot of these closer range heroes, make sure that we're using our GAs to get ourselves far away from them, okay? We don't want to be GAing into them and providing them an easy way out of like, hi, Tracer, here I am. You know, we want to make sure that we're using our GAs to get ourselves far away and possibly, if we can, high grounds to be able to stay away from them. So we're staying out of the LOS of, you know, everyone else as well, like the cast, for example, but we could also stay away from that Tracer, all right? Valks were okay, Wooly. We kind of like talked about them on a base by base scenario, but overall I'd say your positioning with the Valks are really, really great. Just kind of the timings with them, I wouldn't have used your Valks when you did, but you know, you end up using them and it's fine. You made them work when you did, which is completely fine. Other than that though, Wooly, I feel like it was really, really good, okay? Reses were good, although we didn't really get a chance to res too many people, which I think is kind of like one thing where I do want you to get slightly, not riskier, but like look out for them reses that you can get off, especially when we know when Hog's been used. So I guess my kind of main thing with your help with the Hog, right, is just A, obviously play out of the hook range, which you did do really, really well, but also just to track the hook, okay? Because if you know Hog has used his hook, don't be afraid to rotate then. But also, if you just genuinely know that, you know, Hog is not going to have it or Hog's just used it, don't be afraid to go in for them risky razzes if you need to, especially when you have your Valk available. But with that, Wooly, absolutely amazing VOD. I absolutely loved it. And if you guys want your own VOD review, obviously I talk about it more at the start of the YouTube video. But thank you so much everyone on YouTube as well as on Twitch who's been watching this, and I'll see you all later. Bye!